Hey everyone, your nostalgic GM Bobby here. I'm feeling nostalgic because I've been doing a lot of thinking about my favorite game system, Shadowrun. And it's been around since 1989, and in that time it's gained quite a loyal following who love to sit around at that table and play Shadowrun for that Shadowrun-esque-ness that it brings to the table. And so I was thinking, what makes Shadowrun, well, Shadowrun? Number 1. Dystopia. In Shadowrun, the world has gone to hell in a corporate-owned and monitored handbasket. The governments of the world have mostly lost what power they had left, and giant megacorporations have the authority that nations once had. And all they care about is edging out the competition at the expense of the little guy. Combine all that with drugs, organ-legging, better-than-life tripping, and the massively widespread poverty and squalor and huge city sprawls, and you've got just a taste of the screwed-up, depressing world that makes Shadowrun awesome. Number 2. The Matrix. Of course, we're not talking about the blockbuster film, although we'd be lying if we didn't admit that we weren't all thinking about Shadowrun the entire time we watched that movie. The concept of the Matrix was first coined and described in William Gibson's novel Neuromancer. The graphical representation of computer data that users can experience and interact with by jacking directly into their brains is a quintessential part of the Shadowrun experience. Number 3. Magic and Tech. The juxtaposition of magic and high-tech gear is another cornerstone of the Shadowrun experience. If you're not having a mage shooting lightning bolts at you while you're trying to hack into a secure computer terminal, then you're missing out. Throw in your troll buddy with metal cyber arms trying to hold back some mystical beast of lore like a basilisk, and you've got the right mix of high fantasy and cyberpunk. Number 4. Sandbox. Shadowrun seems to me to focus very heavily on the autonomy of its players. Certainly there are other games like this, and any game really can be like this. However, with systems like reputation, loyalty, and street cred being built right into the mechanics of the game, Shadowrun definitely largely encourages players to freely choose. Number 5. Tough choices. Shadowrunners are criminals, and as such, they're constantly living in the gray areas of morality and ethics. Any good Shadowrun game forces players to make really tough choices. You're being asked to kill some scientist who's leading dangerous research on the brains of homeless people. But if you stop him, then how are his paraplegic wife and his kid with cancer going to get their medical treatments? And are the homeless people who are going to probably be dying from drug overdoses in the next month anyway more important than that? And what about your paycheck? You've got to pay rent. Number 6. The threat of being screwed over. After you finish the job, what's to stop Mr. Johnson from just, not paying you? Or, even worse, Shadowrunners are hired because they are deniable assets to their employer. Unfortunately, that means you don't have any recourse if you don't get your paycheck. You're going to file a lawsuit because your employer didn't pay you for the wet work you just did? I don't think so. Number 7. Rain. I mean, it's always raining in Seattle, right? Number 8. Way too much planning. This is such a big deal in Shadowrun that it's got its own meme. Seriously, though. 3 hours of legwork, plotting, mapping, planning, and then, when you get there, you critically glitch your stealth roll, and the orc Street Sam gets to have all the fun. Again. Number 9. Random gang encounters. There are street gangs everywhere in the world of Shadowrun. One of the things you can surely count on is that you'll probably get shot at by some ganger trying to prove himself while you're on your way to the Stuffer Shack to grab a soy calf. And number 10, dice. Lots and lots of dice. Seriously, it's not an exaggeration. You will have lots of dice. It's not uncommon to have 20 dice on just a regular old skill check in Shadowrun. Here, this is my 100 dice that I use for playing Shadowrun, and it's usually still not enough to pass around to all of my players. Hey, thanks for listening to the 10 things that make Shadowrun Shadowrun. I want to hear what you guys think are the unique things that make Shadowrun the game that it is, that everybody loves. Leave them down in the comments. We'll talk about them next time, maybe. And if you liked what you saw, click the like button, share it. If you want to see more, click subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.